Exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and there's been a massive uptick in censorship here on YouTube, which is why I also publish to Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. However, around one particular individual, and that is RFK Jr. What's interesting to me is in the last 12 hours, basically, we saw Luke Rudkowski get his entire channel demonetized, likely contributing to that a clip of RFK that he played and commentated on. Jordan Peterson having a video taken down, Theo Vaughn having videos taken down, and more, all over this Democratic candidate who has some things to say. Like, so I'm clear, I'm not like an RFK guy. Just like most politicians, I think most people would agree with this. There are things that I say that he says that I agree with. There are things that he says that I disagree with. In particular, some of his opinions on our Second Amendment, I am not a fan of. Perhaps they have grown more nuanced over the years, but that's neither here nor there. What is my biggest concern, and one of the things I've done so long on this platform and use with my platform, is to talk about this type of thing and the online censorship. And it's been a massive wave to basically get rid of this guy. I think some people might think that it's because he's a Democrat and he threatens to maybe take votes away from Joe Biden. That's a thought. Some of the things he's saying may truly be untrue. But also I'm more of a fan of, the best disinfectant being sunlight, as opposed to, when you push things down, they just come out in other areas. That's just how it always works. But let's talk about just the last couple of developments in the last, 24 hours, 48 hours, really, really ramping up. And before I do so, just a quick reminder, everyone already knows about my company, Coffee Brand Coffee, and the nearly 20 different coffees that we have available in whole bean and ground, then with thousands of 5-star reviews, average review score of 4.8. But a lot of people didn't know we have K-Cups, and these are our blends in our K-Cups. The same blend you get in the bag, here they are in K-Cups for people that don't want whole ground or whole bean. We're doing a pre-order for our #1 flavor, Blueberry Cobbler. If you haven't tried Coffee Brand Coffee before and you're a K-Cup person, we've got dark roast, light roast, and the pre-order for Blueberry Cobbler. Promo code The Quartering to save. Pre-order does good, then we'll unleash all of our flavors in K-Cups. Now let me talk about first Theo Vaughn. RFK, this is via Christian Toto. RFK Jr., big tech censorship threatens comedian Theo Vaughn. Now, Theo Vaughn had done an interview with him, as did Mike Tyson, both getting reviewed or removed off these platforms. Now, RFK Jr. said talking to comedy star could impact the entertainer's career. That's Theo Vaughn, the Louisiana native, known for his signature mullet. And it's not really a mullet. And idiosyncratic gags. Successfully tours the country, but leans on his nearly 1.8 million subscribers and Google-owned YouTube to share his work. This is why, supporting places like Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey are so important. I did a co-stream on Rumble last night, and I had almost as many people watching me on Rumble as I did on YouTube. Things are changing. Episodes of this past weekend with Theo Vaughn routinely go past 1 million view mark on YouTube. That means the site offers Vaughn a considerable revenue stream. Kennedy appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience late last week and shared why the politician's chat with Theo Vaughn caused a kerfuffle. Quote, I was looking forward to going on his podcast, but he called me and said, I don't think we can do it. I'm worried about my livelihood, Kennedy said. That's where the self-censoring kicks in, Rogan said, asking if there was a particular topic or theme that might instantly trigger a YouTube strike or ban. Vaughn was trying to find out from YouTube, and I don't think they were being very forthcoming. So it sounds like YouTube may have, I don't know this for a fact, YouTube may have said, like, bro, you can't have this guy on. Like, you just can't have this guy on. Kennedy recalled a previous conversation the two had involving falconry. Theo found out that I train hawks. He's a hunter. We ended up talking about it. I don't remember if we talked about the poke, but we must have at some point. Anything I put up comes down. I'm heavily censored, Kennedy said. Vaughn shared a 2022 clip of him talking with Kennedy. A snippet removed by YouTube. Elon Musk's Twitter is far more open to varying points of view, as is YouTube rival Rumble. Clip got taken down off other platforms. I just want it live somewhere. This is Bobby Kennedy Jr. talking about, all the things he shouldn't talk about. Vaughn pinned the tweet in question to his Twitter account, where there's more than 836,000 followers. Vaughn isn't aggressively political like, say, Wanda Sykes or John Oliver, but he isn't afraid to question progressive narratives. He took a more nuanced stance on the recent Bud Light incident, and he's open to interviewing canceled stars like Roseanne Barr. Vaughn also sided with country superstar Morgan Wallen, who he considers a friend, after Wallen got canceled for uttering the no-no word in private, not referencing a black person. YouTube's censorship campaign seems to be heating up in recent weeks. The Daily Wire says multiple Daily Wire employees have faced YouTube punishments. This on top of YouTube removes video of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Jordan Peterson for poke misinformation. Now, what I think is interesting is that I'm pretty certain that YouTube just said that they were going to roll this back, that they were going to leave a little bit more of this to creators. I don't know if it's that, and it all seems to be, I can't say anything for a fact, but it all seems to be surrounding this one political candidate. And again, I'm not shilling for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's a Democrat. I don't know if I don't think I would vote for him. But I don't know enough about him to really, you see, just like most politicians, some of the things he says are correct, and I agree with. Some of them are also incorrect, but I also disagree with it. So there's all sorts of things. But I think that the general policy is that you should allow these people to speak. You see, YouTube's policies against hosting false medical information are long withstanding. We removed a video from the Jordan Peterson channel for violating YouTube's general poke policies, which prohibits content that claims that they cause chronic side effects outside of rare. YouTube said. So he overstated the amount of side effects, apparently. I don't know. Peterson, a right-wing Canadian pundit and psychologist known for his attacks on feminism and racial diversity, recorded the video as a podcast for the Daily Wire, a conservative media outlet. Kennedy and Peterson criticized YouTube on Sunday for removing a 95-minute video. They accused the company was interfering with the presidential election campaign. Now, here's the other thing about Jordan Peterson. He does not have a Rumble page. Again, I would completely understand if he didn't manage his own tech and all this kind of stuff, but I just really wish he would. And maybe he has sense. I made a whole video kind of calling out some of these bigger conservatives who are always complaining about censorship, rightfully so, for not embracing all of the various alternative options until they absolutely have to. Too many people wait till they get demonetized before they even bother embracing alt or new tech. I get that the money's on YouTube. I mean, I could not even do this with, if I only had my Rumble viewers, I couldn't do YouTube full time. I understand that. But if everyone does their part along the way, at some point, maybe that changes. And then you see social media platforms censor presidential candidates. Kennedy asked on Twitter, where the video remains online. Now, Twitter is a very viable option in terms of having content remain online. It is not a super viable platform for making money currently. I think ultimately they're going to have a situation where YouTube has some level of revenue sharing, so it's going to end up being a little bit better for content creators that produce, kind of in general content that would like to supplement their earnings. If Twitter can get even to where Rumble is in terms of ad revenue sharing and anti-censorship, I think it's a huge net positive. I think if Twitter can share some of its revenue once it gets enough, I think there'd be a lot more people willing to run video ads on Twitter than necessarily standalone ads. So I think it's a good future for them. But this, again, YouTube removes another Robert F. Kennedy Jr. video featuring a bizarre claim about, water and things and certain things that I can't talk about. Of course, it is during the interview, Mr. Kennedy Jr. repeated the infamous claim about the water and the frogs and stuff like that. I am not a scientist or biologist, so I can't say one way or another, but certainly there seems to be more, at least information coming out. There are things that, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talks about that are very inconvenient. Things like SSRIs, things like, the water, apparently, the pharmaceutical companies. It's possible. I think in a world, the world is complex, right? There's two things can be true at once. He can both be wrong about something, but also not willingly spreading misinformation. I think it looks very concerning or very curious about just how widespread and coordinated his bannings are. It has a lot of Alex Jones feel. If it weren't for Twitter, I think, RFK Jr. wouldn't have anywhere near kind of the grassroots swell that he has right now. I know he's live streaming on Rumble tonight, which is interesting. I'll probably also be live streaming. It depends. But it's interesting to me. And this is kind of the time now. It's June 2023, presidential elections in 2024. We're going to start to see all the election stuff heating up, which means we're going to start to see all of the censorship heating up as well. So support new tech, support creators who have their own websites and things like that. It's going to get hard out there to speak the truth or even just have an opinion. It's a thing. Shouldn't somebody be allowed to be wrong about something? That's the question I'm asking. Shouldn't Robert F. Kennedy, just like any other person out there, be allowed to be wrong about something without being removed? I mean, is YouTube a doctor now? It's an interesting set of questions to ask yourself going forward. I hope you were informed by this video, and wherever you're watching it, please do subscribe, and I'm so thankful for you. Pick up some K-Cups from coffeebrandcoffee.com if you haven't tried our whole bean. I mean, I think the whole bean and ground are, a little bit better because it's more fresh. But if K-Cups are more convenient for you, we have to make them available. And so if you pick some up, then I'll make more available. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.